Welcome to This Week in Linux. Sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of a silly moment. Are you on broadband internet with a router or a DSL modem? If you are and you've never set the password from the default, reboot your router immediately and set that password. Some Czech researchers have recently discovered a botnet which they've called the Chuck Norris botnet, so named because of some of the Italian comments in the code, in nome di Chuck Norris, which literally means in the name of Chuck Norris. There are tons of botnets in the world currently, but this one is unique in that it only attacks DSL modems and routers. It installs itself on these routers and modems by guessing what the default administrator username and password are and letting itself in the back door. Because a lot of modems and routers have the remote administration turned on by default. I've seen a lot of routers and modems that don't have that turned on by default, so you might be okay, but realistically, if your ISP can get to your modem, they can probably get to it with a botnet as well. It looks like the majority of this botnet's being used to do distributed denial of service attacks, so your connection could very well be being used to do a denial of service attack right now, and you wouldn't even know it. The good thing about all this is, if you are infected, it's stored in the RAM of the device, so all you have to do is unplug it, plug it back in, and you will be uninfected. That will not keep you from being reinfected, so make sure that you reset the password to something complicated. If you can, change the username as well to something that you will know you will remember. From what I've read, there's also a known vulnerability in some D-Link devices, so if you have a D-Link router, it might be worth taking it offline just until there's an upgrade. Definitely don't put your systems directly out on the internet, of course, that's an obvious one. But if you have a D-Link device, see if you can update it, see if you can reset the username and password, get anything that could be infected off the network. Reading further, it appears that this can also attack satellite TV receivers, so if you've got one of those, it might be worth calling your satellite provider to see if there's anything you can do. Anyway, sorry for spreading all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Just remember, it's always best to change from a default password as soon as you get a new device. That way you don't have to worry about somebody getting in. I made the mistake a long time ago of leaving my router with a default password because it had reset itself and I completely forgot to make the changes. Someone logged into my router in my neighborhood, a small neighborhood, and reset it and turned my router into a bridge. They didn't do anything malicious. I was very lucky. I didn't lose any data, of course. I've got Linux systems and nobody knows how to get into those. The point being, it's better to be safe than sorry. Reset your usernames and passwords from the defaults. Try to make it something complicated, but still something that you can remember. That's all for This Week in Linux, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.